Epic narratives. Leads and beginnings for your narrative. How do you get your reader's attention? So far, on week 1, day 1, we gathered some ideas. You figured out some people and the settings that they could be in. And then you chose one. You chose a character, you gave that character some characteristics, and you chose a setting. That was week 1, day 1. On day 2, you brought that character information down into that graph, and you started thinking about what problems that character could have. And you thought about how that character could try to solve the problem and fail, and try to solve the problem and fail, and then finally come to a solution, making it a good realistic fiction story. So today we're going to take and we're going to graph that information. Or did we already do that? We already did that. Oh my goodness. Yes, we already did that. We graphed that on the story mountain. You might have done a flow chart, or you might have done a graph much like that. So you know what's going to happen in the story. You have your lead, your rising action, the climax, and the falling action. It's ready to go. Well, let's get started. So now we are down to week 2, day 1. Would you please make sure that your document is open? Make your page look like this one. Go find that, please. Stop the video, make sure you have it. Here we are. Let's talk about leads. Leads and beginnings for your narratives. How do you get your reader's attention? Well, the first question is, what are leads? The lead is the beginning of a story. It might be called the introduction, the opening, the beginning, the lead. There are probably other names for it too. And why is it important? Well, it gets the reader's attention. If you don't get your reader's attention, they're not going to keep reading. So that beginning must be awesome, or the reader won't continue. Would you please put those answers onto your document? Did you stop the video to do that? I don't know. Maybe you didn't need to. Let's move on. Let's talk about different types of leads. So, in Owl Moon, Jane Yolen begins, "It was late one winter night, long past my bedtime, when Pa and I went owling. There was no wind. The trees stood still as giant statues, and the moon was so bright the sky seemed to shine." Yes, we have a setting lead. She's talking all about where they are. When is it? It's night. It's winter. It's late. Where are they? They're outside, with the trees and the moon and the train. You can see it. You can hear it. You can feel it. Then we went on, and one of the stories we read was Blackmail. And Blackmail begins, "Like most of his friends at school, Angel had an older, mean brother who pushed him around and played dirty tricks on him. One day his brother Javier, nicknamed Little Weasel because he had a long, skinny neck, stuck Angel's bike up in a tree." And it goes on. You've read that before. What kind of lead is this? Well, it's a character, conflict, and action lead. We've got all three wrapped into one. We have 2 brothers. They give us hints about what the ages are. And there's this scene of teasing. So we get a little bit about the characters, the conflict between the brothers, and there's some action. Another story we read was Gold Coin. Juan had been a thief for many years. Because he did his stealing by night, his skin had become pale and sickly. Because he spent his time either hiding or sneaking about, his body had become shriveled. One night, drawn by a light shining through the trees, he came upon a hut. What's that? You get the idea. You've read it. So now we have the character, and we have the character in a conflict. He meets the richest person in the world. So we know what Juan looks like. We know what he does for work. We see him spying on a woman with a coin. So a second type of lead we have is the character in the conflict. In Marble Champ, we have Lupe Medrano, a shy girl who spoke in whispers, was the school's spelling bee champion, winner of the reading contest, the public library for 3 summers in a row, Blue Ribbon awardee at the science fair, the top student at her piano recital, and the playground grand champion. We get all of this information about her. And then we find out that she could not do sports. So we have a character conflict lead again. We know what Lupe is good at and what she's not good at. It gives us a hint at the conflict. In Tuesday of the other June, it begins, "Be good, be good, be good, be good, my Junie," my mother sang as she combed my hair. A song, a story, a croon, a plea. It's just you and me, two women, alone in the world, June, darling of my heart. We have enough troubles getting by, we surely don't need a single one more. So you keep your sweet self out of fighting. Yeah, out of fighting. We have a dialogue lead here. We have the mother talking to June, and we do have a hint at the conflict that's coming. Conflict. Wow. Character. Interesting. Action. Leads. All of these leads grab our attention. So there are 5 leads that we talked about. Some of these writers weave them together. We have a setting lead and a character lead. We have a dialogue lead, conflict lead, action lead. Now, your job is to try 2. When it's time to choose, you can mix and match. We're going to try 2 right now. Would you please put on your document 3 types of leads? And would you give it a try? Try to write 2 of them. What 2 do you want to try? You can mix and match. So now you have filled in what is a lead. You filled in why it's important. You filled in what are 3 types of leads. And you are now going to try writing 2 types of leads. How will you get your reader's attention? Give it a try. I hope it goes well. Are you done? Well, did you identify the 3 types of leads and fill them in? Did you try writing 2 types of leads? And did you choose the lead that you'll use? Then you're done. Leads and beginnings for our realistic fiction narratives.
Epic narratives.